was blurred, as you can see. Someone gave my mom's houseplant a haircut. Someone at my mom's work decided her plant needed a trim and claimed it's good for them. I know what I'm doing. Needless to say, my mom is devastated. She's taking them home to recover. Any ideas, any helpful tips for a speedy recovery would be appreciated. How bad is it? Oh no. You're kidding me. This looks like a feral cat got into the office, because this is what cats do to spider plants. They just bite the tips right off. You're joking. That is crazy behavior. To do that to your coworker? Your coworker. Do we not have office decorum? You don't go into another coworker's space, let alone touch their plants. Listen, I work in a office, like corporate office environment, and a lot of people have plants at their desk, and thankfully they all look very healthy. But even if they didn't, this plant looked like it was very healthy, but even if the plants looked like they were dying, I would never touch their plants. Never. This is murderous behavior. Let's see what the comments say. I'd be sent to HR for my reaction. Yeah, same. Me too. I'm super protective of my plants, even ones I gift to friends I check up on. She should seriously report this to HR. It's not okay to touch other people's things, even in an open office setting. Does this adult toddler have a job in the office? I'd be seriously questioning their qualifications to be in charge of anything if this is what they do with something they shouldn't be concerned with. It's a healthcare setting as well. I hope this person isn't doing this to residents' plants. Oh my gosh. Someone says this explains it. I don't know if there's like some healthcare worker jokes that I'm not aware of here. I swear some people treat every plant like it's a hedge or a lawn. That, or they think every plant can branch when cut. Yeah, I think this is really stemming from someone not understanding the growth habit of that plant, because there are some plants that when you cut it back, it will grow back bushier. But I think it's pretty obvious that this plant is not one of those, and they literally have no reason to be poking around at someone else's plant. Like this is, I would be so upset, because spider plants are very hardy and it's not gonna die or anything, but it is gonna take time for it to regenerate and like get back to where it was. Like months, like let's say 6 months before it looks like normal again. But I'm so sorry to this person's mom that happened. That is horrifying. Okay, is it really a houseplant Reddit react if we don't have a pest? So the jade plant looks dirty, question mark. Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know what this is. Like the white fly is what comes to mind, but I don't know. Obviously it looks like a bunch of flies and they're white, so that's why I think that. But this plant is absolutely infested. Like it looks like the plant has a sticky substance. Like what is it? Tarred and feathered. It looks like this plant has been tarred and feathered with pest. So let's see what the comments say it is. Oh my gosh, it's covered in bugs. Might be aphids. Kind of hard for me to tell which in these photos. Take it outside and hose it off. As many of those as possible, then spray it with neem oil. Jades are tough, it'll probably survive. Okay, boo on the neem oil. I really don't think neem oil is a long-term effective solution for pests. And I've talked about this a lot on my channel. Like if you want to use a natural thing, I guess, like I get it. I completely understand the sentiment of wanting to use a natural product, and neem oil feels very safe, but it's so stinky. And also it's just not very effective long-term. So I would suggest definitely in any pest situation, using a systemic. There are more natural systemics out there. The one that I use the most time is SNS 209. I love that one. There's also a bunch from different brands. Really anything that says like systemic insecticide is probably going to do the trick. And then as far as like a natural suggestion, you can mix dish soap with rubbing alcohol and water. These are all like things we probably have already. So you can make that little mixture. And I really don't measure a ton. I just like fill it mostly with water, put a squirt of dish soap and then like a squirt of the alcohol. That's what I would suggest for something like this, but definitely take it outside and like hose it down to get all of the nasty stuff off of it. And I might even repot it, to be honest, because I don't know how many of these are going to fall into the soil and how many are already in the soil, because they could just like climb back up and reinfest the plant. Okay, next up we have the $4.99 grocery store special, but what is it? This is a Monstera constellation, and at what point it was one of the most coveted houseplants out there. Everybody was looking for it, everybody was overpaying for it, and you got it for $4.99, which is insane. Thank you, tissue culture. Somebody says, remembering when these used to be hundreds of dollars, great find, Monstera tie constellation. Just saw another post with an $89 price tag on one, bigger than this, but not that much bigger. Saw that too, and people were saying 20, 30, 40 dollars and so on and up. What the hell? Now here's one for $5. I got into an argument on this sub 4 to 5 years ago. Someone was arguing that their $1,800 tie constellation was a good investment because they will never depreciate. Okay. Who calls plants investments or talks about it depreciating? Like, do you guys buy plants to resell? There's actually a lot of people who do that, and it's similar, like this comment says underneath it, scalpers, flippers, resellers, dropshippers. They exist in every hobby. Yes, and they oftentimes make this hobby very irritating for people who are really just in it to enjoy the plants, because when these Monstera tie constellations came out in stores, like big box stores, and they were like a normal price, like I think they might have sold them at first for like maybe $50 or maybe it was like 30, but it was like really approachable and they were big. But people bought them and then instantly resold them. But these people are usually often picked out because, you know, you recognize the plants. They all kind of look similar when they're grown in a similar environment. And you can figure out pretty quickly who is reselling plants that they just bought at Walmart. I love this one so much. Okay, so r/male living space is one of my favorite subreddits to just like lurk on. Also r/female living space, because it's just very interesting, the contrast in these two situations. So this one was posted in Male Living Space, and it says, before/after getting married to a gal with a minor plant disorder. Don't love the wording, but I understand the sentiment. Okay, so first, it's like pretty good for a Male Living Space. Honestly, for some of the ones that I've seen, this is not bad. So we have this one, and then the next slide, oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I understand the verbiage now. There are so many plants. Okay, so we have an IKEA greenhouse cabinet, or I think that's like the Rudsta or one of the other, not a Millsbow, but it's one of the different ones. Monstera, she's a propagation queen. We've got some ficus, we've got a Rhaphidophora. We have a very beautiful fern or rickrack cactus, but I think that's a fern, which is really impressive because look at how long that is. Another Monstera. I think she's just propagating her one Monstera. And we have some mounted staghorn ferns, some Platycerium. That's cool. That looks really good on that mantelpiece right there, because before there was nothing on it. And now look. Also, she brought art, so she brought a lot more than just the plants, okay? Okay, this view is gonna slap because look at those huge windows. I knew it. I knew it. A queen among us. Who is she? Who is this queen? I love this upside down pipe. I just seriously think that's the coolest thing when people do that. I never got around to doing that ever, but I think it's awesome. Okay, so what is she gonna do on the opposite wall? Wow, this is incredible. Look at just like how like sterile it feels. It's the same furniture and even the same painting, but it just like feels like there's life in this house. I love this post so much because truly this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love that grand piano, and I love the light fixture. It looks like the same light fixture, but maybe just colored bulbs. Anyway, this was one of my favorite posts that I came across on my Reddit excursions, like probably ever. I think it's awesome. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused, flourishing. This is me. She married bro for his windows, 100%. She saw those windows and said, bet. Like, I'm about to do something incredible in this place. This is what our house would look like if we didn't have plant chopping cats or curious kids. My plants live outside for this reason, minus our cactus and Venus flytrap. Yeah, that's understandable. I think like kids and pets really kind of shape how the house can work. For me, I would not like as beautiful as this is, I would not like the living room situation feels very overwhelming to me. There's just too much going on, but I'm very happy that they are happy. And a lot of people really enjoy this like maximalist plant aesthetic, which like I do too. Clearly I have this room, but I like it to be like in this space. Like I really don't have plants like in my living space because I just don't like feeling like there's a ton of clutter. We are going to end off. There's a lot more that I've saved, but I'm actually gonna save it for a part 2 because I don't want these videos to be too long. But we have an Am I the Asshole for Leaving a Plant Seller a 4-star review. Am I the Asshole is kind of where I started on Reddit because I was seeing a bunch of people's videos about it. And